What's up, you chicken strips and Nutella minions? It is your man Linux MLG, and I'm here with my first movie review. Yes, and as you can see by the title, I saw this movie a few days early, X-Men Apocalypse. Now, don't take anything I really say seriously, because I'm not a huge X-Men movie fan. I'm not a huge X-Men fan. I don't know why I just specifically said movie. But yeah, I don't know much about the comics. I watched it with a friend. I basically had to get a lot of information from him. So, if what I say makes absolutely no sense, then don't listen to me. But I'm just giving my opinions and how I thought the movie was, right? So let me get into first how I'm going to work with this, the structure of how I'm going to be doing my movie reviews, because this is, again, my first movie review on this channel. I've never done it before. So what I'm going to do is start off with a synopsis of the movie, and then I'll start off with the director's name and then the synopsis of the movie, and then get into the good, because what I've recognized, and at least, I mean, it's for me too, but I see a lot of fans, what they enjoy watching or hearing, they enjoy agreeing or disagreeing with the bad parts of the movie. That people, when people give their opinions on what they disliked about the movie, then people they love hearing that stuff. You know, when you look at the top 10 best movies of the year and the top 10 worst, I love watching top 10 best movies of the year, but I have to be honest, I think I kind of like watching the top 10 worst. And I'm a pretty optimistic person, so I like seeing the bright side of things. It's just, I don't know, it's entertaining, right? When people get into it, get really hyped and debate strongly and just really go at it and have a passionate argument, just really bad about how something is bad or the other person's argument is wrong. I just think it's very entertaining, and so for that reason I'm going to leave the bad at the end. So I'm going to start with the good, then I'm going to get on to what's called the okay, and then finish with the bad, give my movie rating, which I have a little bit of different movie scale. It's not going to just be a number, because I just want to make it a little flashy, you know. So that was really cringy. I'm sorry. I should take it out of the video, but I'm not going to. So basically, that's how it's gonna work. And then after I give the review, what I know a lot of people don't do is that they'll usually make a separate video for spoilers. But what I'm going to do is I'm gonna give just a little bit of spoilers after the review, so you guys can still watch the review. And if you've seen it, or you just enjoy having the movie ruined for you, then you can watch those spoilers. And if you want more, then you'll leave in the comments that you want a separate spoiler video extended, so I'll give away all the spoilers and all my thoughts on everything specifically on the movie. Also, going off of that, as a transition, if there's a movie you want me to review, put it down in the description, as well as your opinions. Let me know of your opinions and put those down, or not the description, the comments. Put those down in the comments, and I'll try to review them. I'm going to review Neighbors 2. I saw that, and I mean, I'm going to review Civil War at some time. Those aren't as recent as X-Men Apocalypse, which isn't out yet if you're watching this right now, if it's before the 27th. So I'm gonna do this first, and then I'll get on to those and whatever else you guys want me to review, because I've seen a few new movies like The Jungle Book as well, and things of that nature. So without further ado, let's get into this. Yeah. Alright, so as you can see by the title, it is X-Men Apocalypse I'll be doing. Directed by Bryan Singer. Some movies that he's done that you might know, or he directed a show, House. It's an Emmy Award winning show. He's also directed other X-Men, like X-Men 2, X-Men Days of Future Past, and also The Usual Suspects, which is known to be one of the greatest films of all time. So he's a pretty good director. He's got a good track record. So we're gonna go into the synopsis. What happens in this movie, the basis, it's kind of hard to give it without giving away a lot of things, but I'm sure a lot of you know from the trailer. What it's about is the X-Men obviously trying to stop this villain, Apocalypse, who is created, I believe he's as like a god, and he's created through a ritual, and so you see that in the movie right in the beginning. Boom, he's being created as like a ritual, like a god to these people. And what he has to do is he has to go out, get 4 horsemen like you've seen in the trailer, grab 4 horsemen. Those are like his support, and he wants to create the greatest like support that he could. And what he wants to ultimately do is destroy all mutants, and then ultimately run this empire and be like the just lord, the god to this new empire of people. So he's kind of like an Ultron-ish, only I believe Ultron was just trying to destroy the world in general, where and make a new one where Apocalypse is not. He wants to kill the mutants and destroy where mutants are, but then at the same time he wants to keep whoever survives this. He wants to just run like rule an empire of just the rest of the people on Earth, just rule the Earth. So that's a little brief synopsis of it, and now let's get into the good. Alright, so first I'm gonna run through some actors and just acting. The overall acting in this movie was superb. Great acting, great actors. We have James McAvoy as Professor X. Again, I don't know a lot about all these characters, so just I'm going based off performances and just what I've seen. I've known a few things about Professor X, and he has the most time on screen this movie, I believe, unless maybe arguing Apocalypse, maybe. But them two for sure. I believe Professor X does. Great. He did very good in that. Next, we have a bunch of people. We have Jennifer Lawrence, who was good as Mystique, but she just did her thing. I thought Sophia Turner as Jean was great. She was great. She didn't have a lot of screen time, but when she was on screen, she was great. Then we have, Evan Peters as Quicksilver. His one scene he had was like funny. It was great. It was a great scene, but he wasn't in it a lot. Magneto, we have Michael Fassbender. Great Magneto. I have more to talk about him. I'm gonna talk about his character a lot more in the spoilers, just as a general. Also, Oscar Isaac. Now, I saw him at an Ex Machina, and he was awesome in that movie. He was great. I mean, there was only like 3 characters. I was gonna say he was one of the best. There's only 3 characters, but he's arguably probably the best in that, if not for the robot. I forgot who it was. I can't think of her name right now, but yeah, so I'd probably say he stole the show, if not her. But then he came into this, like, again, this is the type of thing. I don't keep up with X-Men a lot, and I probably should, just as a movie guy, just have known that he was going to play Apocalypse, and maybe I did, but I didn't remember it. And then when I saw he was playing Apocalypse, he just, like, transformed. I could not see him as Apocalypse. I did not see that when I was watching the movie. It was just crazy, and he did a great job as Apocalypse. Apocalypse was great. He was very good acting, good Apocalypse in my eyes. Next, I just in general I enjoyed Apocalypse's character. Now I'm sure some people probably are angry because from what I heard, they like the prototype suit more. It matched more closely to the comics or whatever. But for someone that didn't read the comics and is not the comic person, that's like, it needs to be so accurately portrayed from the comics point of view. So I thought it was really good. I thought it was a decent suit. I just thought Apocalypse as a character was great. He was a great character, and I thought there was good action. When there was action, it was good. It was good action, and Apocalypse most specifically, it was good action. All right, now for the okay. Now I only have a couple things in here. The build was okay. For someone that hasn't seen a lot of X-Men movies, I've probably only seen 1 and 2, so that was back like 2003 when X-Men 2 came out. Man, like, it was a great origin story. It started off, I could see why some people that are fans of X-Men thought it was pretty slow and kind of didn't like it, because they've seen the origin story so many times, and it started off, like, when you start off so action-packed, or like so significantly and fast-paced at the beginning, and then you go slower through the movie, it could just feel like it's way slower than it actually is. And trust me, I'm not just like a superhero fan and I just like watching the movies and like, boom, it's so good. No, that's not the case. There are a few superhero movies that a lot of people think are great that I don't like. I mean, nothing like The Dark Knight, but with The Dark Knight Rises, I kind of have a little problem with. But the build-up I thought was good. I learned a lot from it, and so I thought that was good. Next, there wasn't enough action. Like I thought that there could have been more action. A lot of the action came with Apocalypse for the most part, which makes sense. Obviously, the movie's called X-Men Apocalypse, so it definitely makes sense. And he was the best action part of the movie. But there just was too little amount of action, and so for that, I find it like it's okay. I would say it's bad that there's too little action, in my opinion, but the fact is that the action was really good. So, and Apocalypse was just a great character. So I don't want to bash him or take too many points away because of that. Now, next, the bad. The bad. All right, something that no one really likes talking about, but I did have a note about Magneto's character, but again, I'm just gonna go over him in the spoilers because I feel like his character as a whole, it's kind of hard to say anything about him without giving away something from the movie. Because he's really significant, even though he's not on the screen the most, but he's really significant in the movie, as you guys probably could guess or already know, like that he's going to be. Next is, I really felt like Apocalypse's four horsemen were underwhelming. Besides Magneto, the other three, I don't want to give away what it is in case, like, I don't know if you guys know. You might have just seen what I was going to say from how I started it. So I'm not going to say who it is, but I just felt like they're super underwhelming. Like, you think this godlike character that could also bring out the best of each mutant, he can literally bring the best out of them. Boom. They don't need to train. This guy Apocalypse, boom, gets them right. It's like in Call of Duty, dude. You don't need to play like 50 days on Call of Duty to master's prestige. This guy, just with the touch of the finger, you're there. You're from Private 1 to boom, you're fit in less than 3 seconds. Like, so it's just it's hard for me to see a movie where he gets the support. Now, you don't want support that's as strong as him. Obviously, that would really defeat the purpose of him being the significant character, because then you have these four others that are just as good as him. So you would name, it's like you wouldn't even be able to name it Apocalypse, and he wouldn't be this godlike character because he's got four other ones just like him. But I thought that they could have been better. It's probably going off the comics and what has actually happened in X-Men, so it makes sense. But maybe they could have just made the characters stronger in the movie, just a bit stronger. So it seemed like they were a little harder to take down. Again, other than Magneto, because Magneto just seems like insanely powerful. But yeah, that was my bad. There's not a lot of bad in my opinion. I know a lot of people will think the pace is bad because, guys, it does go kind of slow from the origin story, and it starts really fast. You think it's going to be a really fast movie throughout, but it ends up slowing down until the end. So those are my verdicts on it. So now let's get into the movie rating scale. It's going to pop up on your screen right now. Alright, so the movie rating scale. Starting, it's basically like, if you want to compare it to something, it's compared to like 5 stars. So 5 being the best, 1 being the worst, right? Now we got the O face there, you see right next to him, O, if you ever seen Office Space, and then you got Adam DeMamp up there in the top left from Workaholics, so you gotta have those faces on there. But 5, double take and buy. What I mean by double take is that you're gonna go see this movie twice. You gotta go see it twice and buy the movie when it comes out. Then you got 4, the equivalent to 4 stars is go see that shit, man. Don't wait. Stop sitting around and go see that. Then we got 3, you could wait till DVD. Wait until DVD. You know, some movies are going to be different for other people, but as far as my opinion, you know, a level 3 will be wait until DVD. 2 is for the rich. If you have the funds for a good nap, well, then definitely go ahead and go see this movie and enjoy your rest. And then 1, blinding, and not in a good way, just for your own safety. Don't watch this movie. And I hope you guys don't think I'm talking about this movie. I'm just saying that's what the rating scale is. So now back to me. Okay. What was that? I was just like, back to me. Okay, but yeah, so this movie, I'm gonna give kind of like an in-betweener. I'm gonna say for some people you could probably wait until DVD, and for some people you need to go see this shit. So basically like a 3.5 stars if you're gonna change put in like if you're gonna give it a stars rating, or if I guess if you're gonna take it as a stars rating, for me it's like a 3.5 star rating, because for me honestly I could have waited until DVD, so I could have, for me. But for some people, if you're an X-Men fan, I think you will for the most part enjoy this movie more than not. So yeah, go see this shit, man. Go see this movie, enjoy it, and if you haven't seen X-Men like me, but you are more of the viewer that doesn't really analyze, but you just like to watch it for the fun of it, then definitely go see this movie in theaters. Everything's better in theaters, in my opinion, because you're more invested when you're there, unless it's really bad. Hey guys, I'm sorry if it was a weird cut or anything into this, but I forgot to record my after the movie rating, the some of the spoilers that I have. And I'm sorry again, I have this boring background of just white walls, as you can see. I'm sorry I don't own like 15,000 DVDs like every other movie reviewer you see that just display in the background, but I don't have like $15 per DVD, so I just, if I want to watch them again, I watch them online, or I don't know. I just go see them again in the movie theater or rent a movie. So I don't know. You could say I'm undedicated, but I think I'm just financially smart right here, because all those movies they had that they bought, it's just imagine if they didn't, how much they'd have right now. But yeah, so anyways, just a quick spoiler. So Magneto's character, I just want to get into first, since he's just the character. He's just very bipolar in this movie, right? Like if you've seen it, I'm sure you can agree with me. It's just, it seems like his opinion on something is just so easily changed. It's so easy. He was this good guy in the beginning with his wife and daughter, and I understand that after, and so I just don't understand. Sorry, I'm going on a rant, but I just don't understand. How are you a guy and you just hear a sound and then you let go of a bow and arrow? Like I don't understand how people could just have butterfingers like that. Like was this guy in training? Like how would he? Because if there's people just shooting all around him and noise all around him, so in training is he shooting his own people on accident? Like just letting go? It's just such a cliche. Like, oh, this accidental way. I just wish they would have showed it in a better way of how his daughter and his mother died, as well as I didn't even know or not his mother, but her mother, like the daughter and his wife. I didn't even know his wife died. Like the only reason in my mind I thought that she died was because I didn't hear her screaming. The daughter died, so obviously if a daughter dies right in the arms of the mother's gonna be screaming, and she wasn't. So I was just like, she has to be dead. There's no way she wasn't saying anything. Like, so I understand he was angry at that, but then like to just kill everyone in sight and destroy the world because these assholes killed your daughter and wife, like I don't know. That just, I don't know. I feel like that's just not a good enough reason for someone. I know I could feel like they could feel like the world's like coming to an end, but I don't really think that someone could just go, okay, everyone in this world are just assholes because this one guy killed my daughter and wife. And then at the end, when Quicksilver was right there and could have told him while he was destroying the Earth, like, yo, you're my dad, and he didn't, and that would have probably stopped him and been like, wait, what? I didn't lose everything? Like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Like, why? I understand he is like evil, destroying the world, and you don't want to be affiliated with someone that's bad and destroying the world, but at the same time, like, Mystique already knows, and if you just tell him it could save the world, like, I don't know. But then after, while he's destroying the world, like Mystique, Jennifer Lawrence's character was just like, "You're good. Don't do this." I don't know exactly what she said. I forgot, but it was along those lines. Like basically, like, look, you didn't lose everything. Like there's still good in you. I know. Just whatever. And then he just thinks about it while he's destroying the Earth. It's just like he continued to destroy the Earth. Like just in case I still don't like people, I'm just gonna keep destroying it right now. He changes his mind and then just immediately starts attacking Apocalypse. It was really weird to me that happened and how bipolar he was. Then the next thing was that Professor X. This what killed me is that what I really wanted to see the trailer, like the movie for from the trailer, was that one scene where Professor X was feeling the power of Apocalypse, and you saw like three emotions. You saw how he was like afraid at first, then he was kind of like harnessing it, like respecting this power, and then it like a face of like, this power feels good, like at first I thought that Apocalypse was he was gonna be one of the Horsemen or something. Apocalypse was like having him build this again because I haven't seen the comics, so that's why I thought that just as a viewer. And I just like it. It was such an amazing scene. How they do it in the movie is when they cut it up and they don't show his face like that for so long throughout his emotions while he's feeling this power. It's just so aggravating to me because that was amazing acting, amazing, and to cut that just and to just change to a different shot, and it just I feel like it ruined the flow of that scene, and I hated that. And then one last thing is just like a cliche thing that happens is when Professor X is talking to Jean. She's sleeping and she just woke up from a bad nightmare, and she's like, something bad is going to happen, like something bad. I just feel a bad presence. Something really bad is gonna happen. And then of course Professor X's like, no, it's just all in your head. Don't worry, it was just a bad dream. And then she's like, no, I can feel it. This is real. Like, so it's that's so cliche. Maybe they needed that in the movie. Like maybe there's no other way to really go about a scene like that. But I just feel like maybe they could have thought of something else because it's just maybe the power was so strong that she touches Professor X and he feels this power and just how this mass destruction is coming, and and then that could really psychologically affect him as well. So I thought that would have been better probably and less cliche and just like, oh, this happens in all these movies. But they did what they did. The movie still wasn't bad. So those are my little spoilers for now. And again, if you want to see an extended video, let me know in the comments. Alright, back to me. Yeah, so I definitely think if that's how you are, then you should definitely go see this movie in theaters. But if you can wait, I would probably go see Neighbors before this if you're a comedy guy. And I don't know, a lot of you people are gonna hate that I said that because a lot of you probably have mixed reviews on that. I don't know, if you guys haven't seen it, let me see what you think below, like how you think it will be. If you have seen it, once you have, definitely let me know below. If you want to see an extended version, an extra video of just spoilers, let me know in the description, as well as any requests for movies that you want me to review, leave in the comments as well, and I'll do my best to get them out for you. But my next one should be Neighbors 2 or Civil War, unless some movie comes up in the comments that people really want me to review, then I guess that'll be the next one. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and until next time, I'll see you later.